That's where they're going to learn grit. That's how they're going to learn to overcome stress. They're going to overcome obstacles that way. How many painful memories I had in school and difficult challenges, every one I learned from, and every one I wouldn't want my kids to go through, but they have to go through these too. And that's how you get stronger and go while you're walking through this pain.
Okay.
Hello, Margaret Lorenz.
Hello, Gordon Gooding.
Welcome to another episode of The Good Exchange, our new video platform for Gooding Wellness. My name is Gordon Gooding. I'm the director and founder of Gooding Wellness.
I'm Margaret Lorenz. I'm one of the therapists at Gooding Wellness, working in Cold Spring Harbor on Long Island and also remotely online.
Every week we're trying to pick up different subjects we're going to talk about, right? So we had a nice little talk the other day about anxiety, about our anxiety course, which you can check out. And today I really wanted to talk about something you wrote. I mean, on our website, we do offer blogs that come out every so often, or probably once or twice a month sometimes. And you wrote this really, I loved it, Margaret. I'm going to be honest with you. And it's called Empty Nest to Full Life, Rediscovering Yourself When Kids Leave Home. Tell me about it. Tell us about it. What made you want to write this? That's really cool. I really liked this one.
Well, it was kind of personal. My kid was going to college. I have one little baby. And
they're all babies to us. Yes.
He's not a baby anymore. So he left to go to college, and it was a big change. And even though I've talked people through it, I was getting myself ready, reminding myself I'd be going down that road. And even though I know, yes, he's going to college, but he's going to be in my life. He's going to come back for summers. I'm still going to see him. I really had a hard time letting go. It was hard, and trying to be brave for him and encouraging and being very positive about it, but I was still sad.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I love you though. I think one of the lines you said was, I knew it was coming, but I still was not prepared.
Yes. Yeah.
We all know college is coming. We all know they're going to be going away, but it's like when it happens, wow.
Yeah. And every step, like when they go to kindergarten, when they graduate elementary school, when they're going to dances in middle school, when they're going to high school and joining clubs, they're inching away. You know, you're going to come to a time when they're going to go.
And it is funny as therapists, we've walked plenty of people through that, right? Like, and we talk the good talk, and we know up here, but when we experience it here, knowing it in your head and feeling it in your heart when it happens to you is very different experiences.
And I didn't think I'd have the second guessing of like, does he know about this? And did I tell him enough about this? And can he do this? And like, I'd have a list of things almost in my head. I wanted to like have a crash course in ways to keep yourself safe and what you should do in this situation. And that did happen a little bit where I'd be like, hey, did I tell you about this?
Right.
You should be
Keep
careful.
your wallet in your front pocket. Yeah. Only travel in large groups, right?
I can't think of all the things that I thought of at the last moment. I wanted to have that manual for life that I would give to him.
So when you dropped him off, what was that? I mean, because I've been through it too, as you know. What was that? Do you remember that? Because I remember very vividly, like, what was that like?
What I really remember was when I dropped him off, he said it would be too hard for him to tell me to go. So I would have to say when I was going to go. And we went in and we moved everything in, and then we were kind of hanging out a little bit. And all of a sudden he was like, well, I think I'm going to go hang out with my roommates now. And I thought it was going to be too hard to tell me to go. So we went down to the car and I gave him a big hug and tried not to cry. And then there's that like driving home.
I remember the same thing. It was like, it was time to leave. I was so funny. I think I've told you this, but I projected how much my wife's going to be crying and, she's just going to fall apart when they leave.
Yeah.
She was fine. You know who bawled? Me. I don't know. It just was like, it was just so real all of a sudden. Like we prepared it, did all the packing, you did all the driving. And then it's like, oh, you're going to stay here.
Yeah.
This strange place where I've never lived before and you never lived before. And talk about letting go,
Right. And you're going to have your own life and things are going to happen and you're not going to tell me. I'm not going to know. Yes. And I'm not going to find out, Yeah.
And what's funny is like, I remember the same feeling in going to kindergarten. So, it's like, I mean, it's night and day in terms of ages, but just that they're going to have this whole other experience that we're not a part of anymore,
Yes.
It's so weird to kind of let that go and let them have that experience. And there's 2 days I remember is dropping the kids off to kindergarten and dropping. One of my daughters didn't go away to college. The other one did. So my youngest one went away. And I remember those 3 dates, like, whew, it was big.
Yes. Okay. So the one thing I did want to talk about is what I've noticed now that he's there is I'm still a parent. I still parent him, but I'm more like on the sidelines. I'm definitely becoming more the coach. I'm not in the game. I'm more the coach on the side. My role is changing. But actually now in this moment, I feel like I parent remotely. That, through text, I'm still parenting because he'll call for advice. He'll call when things aren't going well. And it's almost like I'm at a new level of the parenting video game.
This is a totally different level,
Yes.
This is
Totally
this is
different
the level I thought I'd never be at. Like I used to look at when my kids in elementary school and kids were going to college or whatever. I'm like, well, those are the real grown-ups over there. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess I got to be that person now, right?
Yeah. Coaching him how to write an email to the registrar to find out that all of his credits from like APs or college level classes are in. Coaching him how to approach certain people because he gets anxious with that.
Of
But
course, yeah.
remotely,
Yes, love that idea of like you're the coach now. We've let them go, and now all we can do is kind of we send them on their way and give them some advice, and it's up to them to take it.
Right,
And as you
right.
know, sometimes they're going to take our advice, and sometimes, just like me, the last thing I'm going to do is take my parents' advice. We got to learn the hard way.
Yeah, you can advise them on the plays, but they're gonna pick the plays.
They got to run them, right?
Yeah.
And if they don't, they'll learn. Either way, they're going to learn,
Right, right.
right? I totally identify with that. It's just so hard to step out of that, as they get older. I still want to hold them when they're stumbling and not walking.
You worry about them feeling pain. You don't want them to feel pain. He had some issues with roommates or friend groups early on. He doesn't watch this. He won't know that I'm talking about.
They won't watch
But
anything we do. Yeah.
yeah. He doesn't follow this. So he had some issues with a friend group early on, and it was very painful. You want to go in and protect him, but there's nothing. It's just listening.
And
Giving
remember, I
some
think
advice.
our last episode, we talked about that. Those painful experiences that our kids have when we're not there are exactly what's going to help them grow. That's where they're going to learn grit. That's how they're going to learn to overcome stress. They're going to overcome obstacles that way. Like we did, like how many painful memories I had in school and difficult challenges. Every one I learned from, and every one I wouldn't want my kids to go through, but they have to go through these too, right? They have to
Yes.
go through the same, and that's how you get stronger and go while you're walking through this pain.
Yeah. And do you find it hard because, obviously I'm a big proponent for therapy, but other adults kind of become guides too. So it's like I have to share the stage a little more. And I'm grateful. That's hard sometimes, but I have been grateful during this transition to sometimes be like, hey, well, Mitch,
Yeah. Let someone else. Yeah. What do they say? Which is true because and I mean, I know about you, but me, I didn't want to listen to what my parents had to say. That's like totally developmentally appropriate to want to ignore your parents and think you know better. And my parent could give me one advice, someone else could give me the same advice, but I'm like, oh, their advice is great. My parents, they know
Right,
nothing.
correct.
But to kind of just pivot a little bit, like the part of the blog I loved so much was really how it affects us. It's one thing to let them go, but
Right.
then we're left behind here on Long Island, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're up in, mine was in New Paltz or in Philadelphia, but now, like, what about us? The transition for us is just tremendous. This is a very different world I'm in now.
Because it really was a drop off of like driving places, doing things, seeing other parents, and I could really just stay in my house and be with the dog. I could really be in a place of mourning, but I'm trying not to do that. Change is hard. Change is uncomfortable and it's awkward, but I have to embrace that. I keep saying to myself, change is the only constant in life. Change is the only constant in life.
Everything changes.
Take this time to, explore new things that I want to do. Take the focus back to myself. I'm always going to be there for him. I'm always going to remote parent, but I have time now to do things in my own life that are important to me. Whether it's this or I don't know, learning how to knit. I'm trying to find the things that excite me again, you
Okay. So
know?
what have you found out about? Like, I know I've found a couple things which I'm totally surprised in, but I want to hear from like what are you finding? You know, we got this grief here on one side, and then can you talk about
Yes.
that? But then you have this kind of like opportunity on the other side, right?
Right.
So we have the grief, but let's also look at I have an opportunity to do something I haven't been able to do for years raising this child,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. So,
What have you found?
okay, what have I found? First of all, I did, because I thought I'd be lonely. We did adopt a dog,
A dog. I
you
know.
know,
I saw him.
because
I
we got the
know.
dog. I like putting things on YouTube. I like researching them. I like talking about that. So that's the business part. But I also am trying to do, you know, go into the city, meet new people, like-minded people. I did take an astrology class because that's interesting to me.
Of course you did. Yes. Margaret
Yeah.
loves astrology. Every time I call Margaret, she tells me Jupiter is lining up with Pluto right now, Gordon. So you're going to have a good day. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I believe you. Yes.
So I took a course in astrology, and I'm trying to do things with people of my age, divorced women, stuff like that, just to bring new personalities into my life, new friendships. There's so many apps out there, not for dating necessarily, but like meetups and Fever, just different events you could go to. Like
Sounds
that.
to me like your world's getting a little bigger in some ways
Yes.
because all our focus is not on
Yeah,
them.
I have more time, and I want to spend that doing things because it's very easy to use that time to watch television or clean or putter around. I want to do other things. So that's my goal. And that when you're new and doing something, you're going into a new group of people, it feels awkward. It's uncomfortable, but that's where the growth happens.
It's funny you say that because I've had a hard time. Like I'm married, I have my wife, but we're still like, well, we don't have to tell anyone we're going out to eat tonight. Like we don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's still like this. It is this discomfort, and it's like, oh, I have time to do this now. Like it's just
Yeah.
weird. You know, gotten into a couple of new hobbies, and as I told you, like I'm droning, and I bought this drone, and I'm like a little kid. I love this thing, but it's like I never had time for this in the past. Like just life
Yeah.
was too busy, especially when they were little. You were just running from fire to fire. So it's so interesting and uncomfortable and kind of fun at the same time. It's a weird,
Well,
right?
it's
I don't know about
exciting.
if you feel the same. Yeah,
Yeah, they call it like second adolescence, and I think that's a good term for it because, you felt
I love that.
awkward. You felt awkward as an adolescent. So this is exciting. So I'm trying to reframe it as anxiety or feeling awkward to excitement.
The adolescent part. This you call it.
Yeah,
This is our second adolescence, and I think we're both in
right.
that. And I'm feeling the same way. I never heard that phrase before. What does that mean to you? Because I think it's so. I don't know if I know how to describe it, but I feel like I'm experiencing it in a way.
Yeah,
It's
because
like things have gotten fun. What how do you look at it?
for however long as a parent, like things are kind of the same. You're in a groove. You're in a groove
You're doing
and you're kind
first
of
grade,
doing the
second
same thing
grade,
all the
third
time.
grade. Yeah.
Oh, they're in a different part of their life. Everything's kind of changing in one way. And so are we. Everything is changing. Your hormones could be changing too. And
All of it. Yeah.
you, yeah, and you can have a lot of the same feelings that you had as an adolescent, feeling a little lost, not knowing how you want to approach this part of your life. And it can be easy to label it in a negative way. That's why I do try and stay away from like empty nest. I'd rather be like a free bird or a
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
adolescence because there can be fullness and excitement there.
You know what I love about the word second adolescence? Because for me, and at least where I'm experiencing it too, is like you said, it's excitement and all that, but there's play.
Yeah.
There's play. And I think for so long, running a business, we both work in a school. I have two girls, going through all the grades and all the weekend commitments. It was a lot of work for a long time. And now there's this space, and it's like in adolescence, you're supposed to play. So now here we are at whatever age we are, and I'm learning how to play again. I'm out there like doing with the drone. I'm down at the ocean. I'm just learning how to play. I
Yeah.
almost forgot to do this. I tell my clients all the time, you got to play. You got to have fun. You got to smile. And it's critical to good mental health and physical health is just learning how to play. And this chapter feels like a lot about play.
I really like that perspective because I think we do lose track of that play and that brings creativity into your life. And I'm sure that helps your brain synapses to work better. So I do think that's really
Yes.
important. And it
Yes.
brings
Yeah.
joy too.
Brings a lot of joy. I'm exploring things and walking again and the drones and playing with,
Yeah.
we're doing this project, which I probably wouldn't have ever been able to do a couple of years ago. It's just, and my wife and I, we went upstate and walking through parks. Like, it's just like, we haven't done that stuff. Just two of us. Like, we haven't done that stuff in forever.
I
So,
think finding that space that you play is really important. That's why when I go look through these apps for something to do, I try and find things, this is true, that I'm not going to be just with people my own age. Somebody suggested a punk rock show once to me, and I
okay.
decided I would go. It was in the basement of an apartment building in Bushwick, which I love Bushwick because it's crazy. So we go to this it's in the basement of an apartment building, and I brought a teacher from school, and she's like, "There's no marquee, there's no nothing." No, it was like a hidden club. So we go in there, and there's all these kids,
Oh my
probably
God.
all in college, and we go in, and they had the punk rock show in this big room in this apartment building. I
That's
was the
crazy.
oldest person there by a lot. I really felt like they were all like, "Hey, is your mom here? Is Bobby, is that your mom? Carol, your mom?" But when you do stuff like that, it's exciting
But it's
because
fun. But it's
yeah, you're not in a
fun. Like,
space.
it's just fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really
You know,
good. So I do recommend going to spaces where you're going to meet different
meet
ages.
new people and do different things. Yeah. It's just something that, and it's so out of the ordinary of what we've been doing for all these years, raising them. I think I mentioned last time, a couple of years ago, I went to the Springsteen. I got tickets
Yes.
to the pit. I had to sit in like, I haven't done this since I was 16 years old. I had to sit and wait to get in. It took me 3 hours or 4 hours sitting outside to go inside, right?
Uh-huh.
To now sit by the front, which was amazing. But I sat
That was
another two
amazing.
hours there waiting for this show. So I'm like standing around for 6 hours to like see Springsteen and be in like the first or second row. And it was awesome. It was exhausting. I'm not sure I'll ever do it again, but I had
Uh-huh.
fun. Like, it was play. It was like, this, just do it.
Yeah,
What's the worst that can happen?
right. And it's like
And
daring yourself to do something different.
exactly.
So inviting
Yeah.
in new experiences, new things into your life, I think is
Yeah.
critical.
That idea of, and you wrote about it, like the idea of the empty nest as opposed to an empty nest. You don't really like that name, but like the launchers, like we've
Launchers, yeah.
launched, we've let them go. And now it's like, let's go play. Let's have some fun.
Right.
I love that it's a picture of this empty nest. It seems so hollow and sad, and it doesn't have to be sad. And I'm, there's grief in it because it's a different chapter of our lives, but it's not all grief. There's a lot of joy and rediscovering too, right? And
Yes.
but the idea of being a launcher, it's like there's so much to look forward to for our kids. Like, it's an exciting chapter to watch them grow into adults and finish college, and I have two working girls now. Like, this is exciting
Wow.
to watch that for them and for us. So that term launcher, it resonated a lot with me because I thought, what a different mindset to have on it, and I like that so much.
Yeah, because you feel, you want to look at the success of anything. You want to look at the positives. You want to look
I
at the
s-
successes.
all the time. I always say that, but it's so easy to turn around and say what's wrong. But
Right.
if we stop and really look at what's going right, there's so much right. And even this chapter, when we don't have our kids and it's quieter, there's sadness and there's opportunity and there's growth, and you're watching your kids become these adults,
Right.
right? For me, it's like, what better gift is that, to watch my kids become adults and watch them and listen, and they struggle, and that breaks my heart at the same time, right?
Yeah.
But they're supposed to,
Yeah.
because life
No.
is hard.
Yeah.
You're
It's hard.
supposed to struggle. I think sometimes as parents, we need to, at least for me, and I say it to parents all the time, is they need to struggle. And we do too. That's where growth happens.
So
Struggle
they
is
have to
so
struggle.
underestimated. It's something we all have to do, and we get
Right.
through it. We've known each other a long time. We've seen ourselves through a lot of struggles. And it's like every one of them taught me something.
Right. So you lend support, you lend beliefs that they can accomplish what they need to accomplish
Yeah.
and parent remotely.
Parent remotely, and it's, I like that, parent remotely. I just wish it was more of a joystick where I can control them a little bit better,
Yes. It's
I'm
like
sure
to have
that
a little
sounds
more
really
control.
healthy coming from a therapist. I wish I control my kids more, but I'm just being honest.
I wish I could run some of my own plays,
Yeah.
you know, but
I still love when the girls come up and you know what so and so said? I'm like, I said the same thing and you gave me no credit for that.
yeah, now I'm like, oh
But they
wow,
got the message. Yeah, they're
John's a
brilliant. Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.
Great.
I know. I know. But it's a good chapter. I mean, this idea of adolescence and watching them launch. When I was reading your blog, it just made me reflect on that a lot. It just made me think, yeah, this is an interesting and odd time, and also very exciting. in
Yeah,
many
it
different
is very
ways.
yeah,
And I love the way you really put your heart into it too. I thought it was very
yeah,
sincere. I thought that's, you know,
yeah, and I also think I'm sorry, one more thing. I
no,
also
no,
think it's important to model for your kids the fact that when they're gone, you build your life, that you have an exciting life, that you're doing things that you like. First of all, it helps them to not feel like they have to hold you up or they have to be there for you to be happy. It's too easy for Parker to think that if he's not here, I'm bereft.
is mom okay? Is dad
Yeah,
okay? We have to be the example that we can fly too. We're going to be
right.
okay. Everybody's going to
Well,
be okay. And to be, like you said, be that example that this is the time we'll try new things and learn new things. And because I would want that for my girls as well, like to
right.
go try different things.
So that they
You
know
know,
at different points in their life they can do the same thing.
we
So
forget how much that being a model is so important. And we think we forget because we just want to protect them, but they need to see it from us. They learn from us. They watch us like hawks. Even when they pretend they're not looking, they know what
yeah,
we're up to. So
yeah.
it's good. Yeah, I really enjoyed the blog. Is there any other
Thank
takeaways that you wanted to mention?
I think that sometimes that helped me to kind of really push myself to try some stuff, which this is an ongoing thing. So this is our first semester, so it's something I
Yes,
have
yeah.
to continue for a while. The fact that Parker would focus on me, and if I was just sitting home with the dog every night, he would worry
He
that
would worry. Yes,
I wasn't fulfilled enough. He's very caring,
that's nice. They need to see us going out and do things. It's
100%.
I think you put it so beautifully. It's not about what we're losing, it's about what we're gaining. This
Yeah,
is another chapter, another opportunity to explore and redefine who we are for ourselves and for our kids. Like when it's framed that way, which I feel like you did in this blog, you make it kind of exciting. Like, okay, let's go, you know. My wife and I, we bought a pool table last year. Pool
yes,
table. Like
that's very
like
cool.
it was the room all the kids' toys was in, and then I had my niece living there. We've had all these different chapters of our life in this basement. Now it's like we always wanted a pool, like, and it's fun. It's like
Yeah, and you
like
kind of
that's
take
yeah,
that place, that space for you and Kim.
yeah. So it's been really, it's a fun. Thank you for helping me see the joy in it.
I like highlighting the idea of play, really.
Yeah,
That's great.
we all need more play. Kids need more play, but we need, especially as we're working so much.
Yes.
Oh, it's overlooked. Play is so overlooked. So we kind of have to wrap up, but if you're a parent, especially in this chapter of your life, or even if you're not, or you're anticipating it soon, we would love to hear how you're redefining this chapter, how you are finding play, how you are launching others, and how you are enjoying your second adolescence. So please tag us, share our story, do something in the comments. Help me through that
Right.
part.
In the comments below, you can find the blog post that I had originally made. Also links to the site itself. And if you have any questions about parenting, being a free bird, launching your kids,
Freebird.
put that in the comments. Any questions, we'll try and answer there. If you're interested in finding ways that adults can play, put that in the comments as well, because we could follow up. I didn't know.
Or even what you've discovered, like what you've found. Like I found a drone. You found punk rock. Like I've seen some parents get into some really cool things, and I love that because it now sparks my curiosity. So tell us what you're up to. Tell us what you're doing and what you found in this second adolescence, because it's fun. We should enjoy it, And our kids are going to be okay. They got to figure it out too, right?
100%.
So, Margaret, this was awesome. Thank you. And thank you for writing that blog. It was really great. So, hopefully, we'll be doing this again, right?
Yep,
On
100%.
the Good Exchange. If you need more information, remember our website is goodingwellness.com. The blog is listed under there. We'll put it in the comments below. So if you need to reach out at Instagram, we're at Gooding Wellness PC, and we're on Facebook. We're on all those things. All right, Margaret. Thanks. Okay. Bye.